Eva Benning said at age 15 she was raped by an unknown man on her way home one evening, but she could not tell her father for fear of being beaten.
We children, we are brought up to be seen but not to be heard. I was so afraid because my father would beat us so much. And I remember getting into the house and my father chasing me down the street with a cane. I ran again to another house where I was going to seek refuge. And when I got there, I got raped by the next person there again. After that, I ran again because I thought, okay, I ran to a person that we knew. But when we got there, they rang my father. And again, for the fear of my father, I ran again. I ran to another people that I knew. But when I got there, they were sleeping, so it was one of their sons outside, like the garage area, and I desperately needed to sleep. I was hurt, I was torn, everything, and I got raped by him again. So in one night, I was raped 6 times. And after that, to be honest, it went completely blank how I even get back to school, to university. I think it's about 2-3 days afterwards, I managed to get back to St. Monica's. I was there. My father turned up at school, and I was called in front of my house mistress, and he beat me. He beat me so much. I can remember his feet kicking in my stomach, everything else. And because of that, my house mistress, I think she went and she told the whole, like all the teachers and all of that. Then I started having harassment for the male teachers. So in the middle of the night, sometimes I'll be called, and in my school, secondary school, St. Monica's, I'll be called and I'll go there, and there'll be like one of my teachers lying down naked, saying, do I want to come and have sex with them? And I'd run.
She said at home it was an embarrassment, and at school she had a name. Eva said she later realized her biological mother lived in the United Kingdom and traveled there thinking all was going to be well, but that did not happen.
My mother had a boyfriend. And he was very nice, and he would sit a lot of time with me, and on my work and studies and everything. And basically what he was doing, he was grooming me. So he groomed me to sexual abuse. I went into sexual abuse for about a year, desperately, and because he was like affording all the financial things for us, again, one of the things in culture that we have, or saying, I had this warm hug. I don't know where, I can't explain that. Just like my spirit, every time I go down, something comes up and sort of lifts me up. And I threw the tablets, and I thought, okay, what do I do? So almost about 17 and a half, 18, I packed my bags. I didn't know anybody in England, and I had to live alone.
The 50-year-old mental and learning disability nurse said she lived with depression and with suicide on her mind.
I lived with depression. I lived with suicide thinking. I had relationships. I put myself in situations that I could almost be abused, because that's the cycle, that's a psychological cycle you fall into. And at that time, I was almost 30. So you can imagine all these issues have been carrying on. I've been doing self-destructive behavior.
She urged churches and other organizations to lead the way.
I've had a lot of psychological help, and this is also the issue that we need to have in place. When people come and they say they've been abused, where do they go to? Yeah? And where are they supposed to go and get the help? And this is why I'm saying the church needs to be equipped. The church has to also agree that, if someone comes and is a perpetrator in church, we don't move them to another place. We need to sort out all the issues of that. So we need the church, we need the schools, we need our parents, and we need the justice criminal system also to come into place. And we need places for where kids or people who are being abused, they can be safely moved to. So it's a huge package that we have to look into. But at least I hope it's a start. I hope that I can sit here and I can begin a start and say, you know what, you are not alone. You should not be ashamed, my dear. My sister, my brother, my auntie, my mother, my uncle, my niece, it is not your fault.